back to another episode of Unpacked. Today I'm your host, Ceejay Jordan, and I'm here with a great friend, great brother, great teammate of mine, Alex Tavares. Alex, how you doing today, man?
I'm great, no complaints.
That's good. So today on the podcast, we'll be discussing mental health. Alex, he's a great basketball player. He's played at the Division I level, Division II level, and even the JUCO level. So I kind of wanted to pick his brain about how being at each of those levels, how that affected him mentally. So Alex, first let's start with the JUCO level. How did being at JUCO affect you mentally?
Well, to answer that question, I gotta go back 2 years.
Yeah.
So I had graduated high school. I ended up at a Division III school where I had to redshirt ultimately because I broke my leg. You wanna talk about struggle, you wanna talk about mental health, I thought it was over. I just redshirted, couldn't walk for 6 months, couldn't run or jump for 8, and then there was the pandemic. So I went 2 years after graduating high school without any college basketball experience.
Yeah.
And that weighed on me. And it wasn't until one day I made a phone call with a local junior college head coach who said that I'd always have a spot on his program. And we talked I was going to hope maybe 15 minutes just to get a spot, get an offer. And we ended up talking about 2.5 hours, just laying out the groundwork for what the next 2 years were gonna look like.
Yeah.
And I became very hopeful, I became very optimistic. I started kind of, getting back in the gym and eventually, made my way into that starting role. I was a captain of the team, and the first year was tough. The first year I had to really find myself because high school basketball and college basketball, as you know, they're very different.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out what style of play I was going to cater to and figure out how I fit into this coach's offense. It was my second year there that we made it to the USCAA Division II Final Four. And I can't even lie, I felt like I was on top of the world. I had a lot of opportunities in front of me. And I think that the thing that really got me through it was the camaraderie, the chemistry with my teammates, and not being a stranger to hard work. I think that one of the biggest things for any athlete is to find discipline and consistency, because I'm a firm believer in the first law of thermodynamics, believe it or not, and it's that energy cannot be created or destroyed. So everything that I put into this sport, it's got to pay off somehow, whether it be between the lines or not. And so that was really my mindset while I was at JUCO.
Nah, that's good. So definitely having that mindset at JUCO, definitely very important because like you said, JUCO is not easy at all. Mm-hmm. JUCO is real college basketball. So going from JUCO to Division I, how talk me through like the mental aspect of how you chose like to go that route, because you said that you had multiple opportunities, but I really want to know like what's the mental part behind making that decision.
So all I'm gonna leave it at is it was a long 5 to 6 months where my season ended in March and I had my exit meeting with my coach. He's talking to me about we have every Division II school in New England on the phone asking about you. And in that meeting I said, no, I'm not playing there. I'm not playing there, I'm not playing there. I'm going to UNH. It's been my goal, it's been my dream my whole life. And something about me is when someone tells me that I can't do something, it makes me want to do it that much more. I'm like, watch me, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And so it was that day that my JUCO head coach had reached out to the UNH coach, and he responded right away. He was actually good friends with the assistant coach for UNH at the time. And they said, we want nothing to do with you, talking about me. And I said, no, it's fine, just wait, just stay patient. I know that this can happen. And it wasn't but a week or two later that they cleared house. Head coach got fired, and at that level, that means that all the assistants are gone too. They ended up hiring an assistant coach who was an interim head coach at Bucknell, Coach Nathan Davis. And when he was hired, my JUCO coach reached out. Mind you, this is probably beginning of April.
Yeah.
And he said, send me the film, send me the stats, send me the film. He was open to the idea of it. So I sent him a couple games, sent him my stats, sent him my transcripts. I had already been accepted into the business school at UNH, so I already had that avenue. I was already putting all my eggs in this basket. And then after exchanging a couple emails through the month of April, May comes around, And I just don't believe in coincidence. So here I am, I'm working hard, I'm lifting, shooting, getting my cardio in every day. And I'm out to eat at a restaurant downtown where I'm from. And I look but 2 tables over from me, and who's there but the new head coach. And he's sitting there. I go up to him after I finish my meal, and I said, Coach Davis, I'm Alexander Tavares. And I mean, CJ knows me. I typically always introduce myself as Alex.
Yeah.
And when I said I'm Alexander, he says, Alex, I know exactly who you are. And that's when I got a really good feeling. So it was probably then, whole month of May goes by, we're into June, end of June, early July. So March all the way to July, I have no idea what's next. I'm just staying faithful, staying optimistic, staying disciplined. And I would take my longboard out. So that's like one of my favorite ways to get cardio is I'm just riding my longboard and kind of clearing my mind. To put some perspective to it, I was going anywhere between 25 and 30 miles a day.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was just to keep my own peace. Like I needed to destroy my body if I didn't want to have an anxiety attack about what was next. Yeah. And to me, that's like why sports are so important, why being active is so important. And it was the day I went 32 miles. I go like down like the beach roads in New Hampshire. I get back home and I had a moped. I'm taking my moped to go get a burger because I hadn't eaten anything yet. And you know how the mopeds, they got like a little undercarriage for you to put your stuff. Well, I missed the phone call while I'm on the moped. So I look at my phone, I go, what? Like missed call from a random number, and then I got an email from the UNH coach, and I'm sitting in this restaurant, and I just broke down into tears, man, because I had worked my whole life to be greeted with this opportunity. And I ended up calling my mom. I called every coach I ever had, called all my family, let my friends know about it, because I had some people that were really supporting me. And that, to me, was one of the greatest days of my life.
Yeah. Nah, and that's definitely good to hear, and I'm glad that everything worked out in your favor for sure. But you kind of talked about your why, which was my next question I was going to get into, and, you know, being at peace, you know, for sports and all that. So what is your why? Like, what is your why?
It's changed over the years, for sure. But when I think about why I play basketball today, why I continue to climb the ladder, I think about my family. I think about why I'm put on this earth. I think about God. And I think that something that I've been fortunate enough to receive from God is the word of why I am on this earth. And I believe that my purpose is to motivate and inspire others. And I mean, this just goes to all the things we've talked about professionalism and how to handle the punches and roll with them. And I feel as though that it would be a disservice to all of the people who have seen me play basketball, who have the same dreams and aspirations as me, if I don't go and continue to climb the ladder until I can't climb anymore. Yeah. And I feel like being told, you know, oh, you're never going to go and play Division I basketball. You're never going to play at UNH. Well, I'm sure that there are plenty of people from New England that are hearing the same thing. I'm sure there are plenty of people across the world hearing the same thing. I just come from a little part of it. And, you know, in high school, I had a lot of people that would watch us play. We won a couple state championships. And I feel like that generation is just now getting to that point where they're in high school and they're playing. And to me, if I'm able to lay out the groundwork to show that not giving up and chipping away, that law of thermodynamics, that it won't be destroyed, that the energy you put into something will go somewhere. And I feel like so long as I'm climbing the ladder, then someone else might be able to look and say, hey, if he did it, why can't I?
Yeah, and that's really a great answer. So my next question that I wanted to get into is being at Division II and being away from New Hampshire. Talk me through like some of the mental challenges that you face having to get adjusted.
I think, honestly, it's been my whole life that has prepared me to be away from home.
Yeah.
I feel like when you get to a certain point in your athletic career, it could be any career. You've just gone through so much that when something does arise and there is a problem, that you're like, well, I got through this, that, and all of those problems, so what's another one? And I feel like, yes, it was an adjustment, and yes, I was definitely out of my comfort zone for a little bit, but that's one of the beautiful things about sports, is because I have my teammates around me who are majorly not from here either. And we were able to bond and connect and create real friendship and brotherhood. I think that's one of the most important things to me, is community. And basketball is just a great means of connecting people. I think that's why it's the best and greatest sport in the world, is because we could be speaking different languages, we could have entirely different backgrounds, but we're still gonna connect and we're gonna understand each other on a very deep level just because we know what goes into this game.
Yeah. That's, like I said, you probably couldn't have worded that any better. So my last question for you, is there anything on your journey that you would have done different?
That's a good question, CJ. That's a great question, actually. And, I think about it all the time. I think about, I went to UNH and only played 8 minutes in 32 games. Was that worth it? What if I stayed at my Division III school for all 4 years? Would that have been worth it? And in my opinion, I don't like thinking like that, because here I am, I have beautiful opportunities, I've established a great collegiate career, and no matter of how many wins or losses are in either column, I did it. I did everything that I said I wanted to do. And for me, I wouldn't change a thing. There's nowhere I'd rather be.
Well, Alex, I appreciate you for coming on the pod, my friend. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the podcast today. Be sure to catch our next episode of Unpacked.